Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Calvin. Today we're going to take a look at Warhammer 40k Dawn of War Definitive Edition. Back in the day I spent so much time playing this game, I was kind of looking forward to this. I was hoping it would be a bit more. But at the end of the day, it's still the same game and it's still a hell of a lot of fun. You get all the campaigns from the original game, including all the DLC campaigns, as well as all the races as well. So, if you've never played this game before, this is definitely worth checking out. As you can see from the title screen here, the graphics have been updated a bit, but it's not exactly modern graphics. You can tell it's a game that was released many, many years ago. Doesn't take away from it though, the game was good back then and it's a hell of a lot of fun now. And of course, the re-release means it works on modern systems without any problems at all. Multiplayer works, you get everything that was in the original game. As you can see here, you got all the original campaigns. My favourite is Dark Crusade. I always enjoyed that one a lot because it's a bit more tactical. You get a big overlay for the map and so on instead of just following kind of set by set. As you can see here, this is the Dark Crusade campaign, and it's quite nice because depending on what race you choose, you're going to take different parts of the map, and the more parts you take, obviously, the further you get into the campaign. You get commander upgrades and everything in this as well. So this was always my favourite campaign to play out of all the kind of DLCs that got released. But it has the others there. If you want to jump into one of the others, you can do that as well. And you tell you the truth, they're all a lot of fun to play. So, play it from the start and just move all the way through them all or whatever you want. But today we're probably just going to take a look at a quick skirmish modes rather than getting into the campaign itself. Take a quick here, basically setting up a skirmish match and having a quick game. Now there's tons of maps to choose from. I'm unsure if there's any you can download from other sites or anything like that. I'm sure that used to be a thing back in the day. So maybe you'll be able to do that with this as well. And then you have your standard kind of game mode settings from game rules, which are basically the win conditions for the game, the AI difficulty, which we'll take a look at an easy game in a minute, and we'll take a look at a standard game as well. And then you've got a few other options, you can lock the teams, you can set up different team settings and so on. And what we'll do here, we'll just jump into kind of a 2v2 easy game to see what the game's like. And then we'll show a slightly harder game a bit later. Now, Dawn of War was a classic RTS from back in the day. Followed the standard kind of build a base up, collect resources, kill the other player kind of thing. It's kind of rare these days, but it's one of my favourite types of RTS. And it does, this kind of game does appear to be making a comeback. So hopefully we're going to see some newer iterations of these type of games. There are two types of resources in this. You go requisition points and power as well. Now power you get from building power stations, which are just buildings you can build up. They'll use requisition points to build. And you gather the requisition points for basically building capturing different points on the map. You can then build on top of them to get more points from them. But you can use basic units, like scout units here, to actually capture the points. You do have builder units as well, but they can't actually capture points. And vehicles also can't capture points. So what obviously the key to this game is building up fast, capturing enough points so you can get enough resources to kind of attack the enemy. Well, before they attack you. And in this game, it's like I said, this is an easy one. And the AI honestly seems to just be a rollover in it. It's really, really easy. It's not really worth playing. Unless you just want to get an idea of what the game is about. But I would really recommend anyone else starting on kind of the standard difficulty mode and higher once you get used to the game. So what you've got to do is kind of build up the different buildings that can build the different types of troops. Your kind of HQ building can only build scout units and then the constructor units as well as some specialized units later on. What you need to do is kind of build buildings that can build the main troops, build buildings that can build vehicles. There's a research building that allows you to unlock different equipment for the troops. And with the HQ, you can also kind of increase the maximum troops and maximum vehicles you can have as well, which is also displayed in the kind of top left. Now, when you use the research building, you can actually unlock different things for your unit. As you can see with these guys, you can click a button to add more to the unit, and you can also click a button to kind of add a specialized weapon to the unit. In that case, they were scouts. They can have sniper rifles. And the Space Marines will do a different thing as well, where you can have like plasma guns, you can have heavy bolters, missile launchers, and so on. So you can customize each of the squads you make to kind of make it a different type of unit, as it were. And it kind of, I kind of allows you to do a similar thing to the tabletop game, where you would have just a standard kind of tactical unit with like a one or two special weapons, or you could have like a Devastator squad, I think they were called. It's trying to remember back in the day now, but where they were all heavy weapons for taking out vehicles and so on. So it allows you to customize them in that way. But yeah, this was the easy mode. Like I said, I wasn't getting attacked at all or anything like that, and my ally was just doing nothing really. He just captured a few points. You know, I just go down just to check out now, just in case you was going to get attacked or something, but there's just nothing going on. So I then started pushing the enemy myself, and you know, I felt I'd built enough resources or whatever. So let's just jump and attack the enemy and see what they've got. And he did have a few troops sitting here, but they just weren't doing anything. So I kind of chased them off, and then I started to take out their little point they captured as well. But yeah, they're just not aggressive at all on easy, so it wasn't great fun. And I kind of just walk over them, which we'll see now. But the only push they done was here. They tried to defend their base a bit, but they didn't last long. They didn't really have as much units as I did. So, you know, I take them out pretty easy and they run off. And yeah, they did send one other unit to attack one of my points. And yeah, this guy jumps around and knocks my guys around pretty well. So I had to send in some heavier troops with some flamethrowers to try and take him out. I've even got 2 defensive turrets here taking him. So he was a decent unit to fight, but yeah, that's literally it. So I'll jump on to the next game now, where I was fighting on the standard mode, and it is night and day difference. This was another 4v4 game, but on a slightly different map this time. And yeah, like every game, you start off with just a single builder guy, and then you got to kind of start building up power and capturing resources and stuff like that, as you would expect. And like always, it's a kind of race to be able to get there first, to get the units out before they do, so you can start, you know, capturing territory, so you can actually defend and hold on to it. So I built up a bit and started pushing forward, but to my surprise, they'd already kind of started pushing me, so I'm having to pull my units back down here, because I've come up against some orcs here, and they're melee orcs as well against my scouts, so it's not going to end well. So I'm bringing my other scouts down, and I'm going to start trying to build a turret here just to be able to defend myself. And from the very start, they were putting pressure on me. And like compared to the easy mode, where they just sat back and basically did nothing. So, yeah, even on standard difficulty, the AI is very good. And it just gets better the harder you get. But yeah, I'm not a big expert at these games these days. You know, it's been a long time since I've really sunk my teeth into any kind of proper RTS. So it was kind of interesting to start getting attacked by the AI like this so soon. I managed to pull it back a bit anyway, and managed to defend myself and build up a few more things, but they carry on pushing, and it's getting a bit much for me at the moment. And sadly, they captured some of the main key points as well, because I left it on this game mode where if you capture and control certain points, you can win the game. But as you can see here, these guys have like kind of pushed my ally back here as well, and I'm having to defend both sides now. And they're even sending in some bigger troops against me, which I just don't have any defense against at the moment. I've managed to get a Space Marine unit up, luckily. But yeah, they got a lot to deal with. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I remember about this game. It was, you know, the AI was actually really good in this. It was a lot of fun to fight against. They would, you know, attack your defenses, probe you in different areas, attack you from different sides at the same time. And it was fun, especially if you were playing with a few of your mates or whatever in a multiplayer game against some really hard AI. You could have a really good time with this. And yeah, you got a ton of races in this. If you're a Warhammer 40k fan, you got the Space Marines, you got Orcs, you got Eldar, You got Chaos Marines, you got Imperial Guard, Tau, Necrons, Dark Elder, and Sisters of Battle as well. You've got a lot of races to choose from, and they all do play quite differently. So that's pretty cool. And you also have all the different factions in the universe as well. Like here, I'm the Dark Angels, but yeah, you can choose. I think the majority of the Space Marine chapters, and the different types of Imperial Guard, and so on. But you can also kind of make your own up with a full-on kind of faction painter as well, which I'll show quickly a bit later. Once the battles ends, you kind of get all the stats. You can see how well you did, what kind of resources you managed to gather. But as you can see, the AI was shit hot on resources here, but not so good on everything else. And yeah, not even tech they did well on, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, let's take a look at the army painter now. Just have a quick look at that before we close the video off. And this is pretty nice, especially if you're into miniatures yourself or whatever, you know. This allows you to kind of paint them however you want them to be. You can make up your own faction completely, and you can save it, and you can play them in the game. I used to like doing that back in the day, when, especially in multiplayer, where you were playing against other people you didn't know. Having your own custom faction, making it look really cool, was really good. Obviously, I'm just showing off the Space Marines here in the battles and stuff like that. There's a lot of other races there. Obviously, if you're not a Space Marine fan, you know, you could do the same kind of thing for the other races as well. So you're not just limited to painting the Space Marines. Anyway, that's a quick look at Warhammer 40k Dawn of War Definitive Edition. It's a nice update to the game. It's a bit expensive, I guess, if you don't already own it. But if you already own the previous versions of the games, then you can get a big discount. I think it's about a 30% discount. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And if you like old school RTSs and you never really played this, then it's definitely worth picking up. It's a hell of a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe. I'm just about getting back into doing videos now after my big house move. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks a lot.